Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of Anewgo of New Home Sales. And I'm John Lee.
And I'm Sarah Williams. And today is a very exciting day, and we're so glad you're with us. Today is our birthday. It's the birth of Anewgo Marketplace on September 20th, 2022. And gosh, John, what a road it's been. We keep calling it a rocket ship, but man, what a road and what an experience this has been to get to today.
Yes, I mean, we've been building this launch pad since unbelievably 2011 in the height of the recession there. After 10 years, and of course, we were known as Rendering House back then, I was like, look, we cannot go the next 10 years like the past 10 years where we had this revolution of going from print to digital. But really all we did was take static content from print and just make it digital on the website. And I always had this dream because when I was in Silicon Valley, I was always taught to think big. I mean, you're not going to have $1 billion market value if you don't have $1 billion ideas. So I always thought, why not let new home buyers be able to find, design, experience, and even buy new homes online? Now, of course, back in 2011, I was pretty audacious, but a lot of things had to come together for this to even work from a technology standpoint. And remember, this is really where before the iPhones and before Facebook even really got started, and Uber and Netflix, all the things that we've taken for granted and as part of household names and functionality that we have, and even Amazon was just kind of getting started there, getting some traction. It was pretty audacious to think of something like that. But back in 2011, I had that dream and I actually secured the domain name Anewgo.com.
That's what I was going to ask you. Was it a dream? Like, where do these ideas come from? I always listen to musicians and I listen to people are like, where do they come up with? Like, was it a dream that you?
Yes, it was kind of a dream, but it spawned from a nightmare. I mean, the nightmare was being stuck in content world, doing static renderings forever, and buyers always having to run around and drive around and pick up brochures and just look on generic websites. I said, look, there's got to be something better than this. And so why not make a new go of it? Because I always thought we shouldn't buy and sell new homes the old way. We should make a new go of it. And a new go is not just a new marketing and sales approach, but buying a new home is really making a new go of your lifestyle, of a life-changing event or life stage. I mean, you just got married, you got divorced, you had kids, you got a new job, you got relocated, you downsized. So every time you have to make a new go of it. So why not? And then in 2012, I said, hey, wow, this social stuff's getting pretty cool. So I secured the domain for Facebook page Anewgo as well. So this started a decade ago and it's finally come to fruition.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we want to do today is actually do a little countdown to some of these revolutionary technologies, because I think we're doing some things that's unprecedented. And if it was to start now, I probably wouldn't start, frankly. I actually had to start 5, 6, 7 years ago because it takes millions of dollars and millions of man hours to actually create this stuff, and a lot of participation from our builders and to provide that content. So I'm going to switch it over to a PowerPoint slide for those of you who are watching it online, but we'll try to give a play-by-play audio discussion, and you can also reference our podcast notes to see some of the visuals.
Yeah, and we'll have a link to a blog article, and then of course you can visit Anewgo.com to experience the site yourself.
All right, so let's get into the nuts and bolts of this revolutionary technology. So we're going to do a top 10 countdown from our most broad technologies, the fundamental technologies, to some of our very unique game-changing technologies. So let me start off with number 10 here. A dynamic web app website with a headless CMS. Now that sounds kind of scary there, and kind of
like, what does it all mean, John?
What does it all mean? Okay. Well, one thing that's been here for the last 2 decades is websites, and the websites really haven't changed much. I say that they're static, generic websites. And what I mean by static is you can't interact with it. It's just a generic representation of your house. And that's what I call it, generic. It's the same for you as it is for me. It's the same yesterday as it is tomorrow and today. So why would you register and you can't even get engaged? So why do you want to get engaged with this? I mean, it was usually using the very basic marketing principles, which is just presentation marketing, which is basically just to attract the audience, not really engage them. The engagement, all the selling aspect of it was basically taking them offline. What we want to do with our technology is let the buyer stay online as long as they want, and then advance to the higher levels of marketing, which is evident in other industries, which is personalization marketing. which is experiential marketing, experience your homes, and then be able to maybe even transact, but also predictive marketing. So the AI can predict what your needs and wants are and present the right products to you.
We as consumers are used to these experiences in other aspects of our life. So Amazon, right?
Mhm.
Facebook, Instagram, where the sites that we're on, they know it's us because we've signed in, and literally it's serving up content that makes sense for me when I join. But when John's looking at the same his Facebook page, it's a completely different experience.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about here. So when we bring this, what we're doing here with the Anewgo is we're bringing it to you all in the new home space. So home builders, we're bringing this experience to a portal that home shoppers are going to be served up things that make sense for them, not just presentation, like
Mhm.
potentially what they're experiencing. And I say potentially because I do think there's some builders on a national level that might have some of this technology, but our regular small, mid-size, and fairly large builders do not have this technology.
Right. So when we say a web app website, a lot of people think of an app as the apps that they have to download from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. No, it's a web app in the sense that you can view this on any browser, on any device, on any platform. So it looks and feels just like a website, but it's a dynamic app in that, just like you described, instead of everybody having the same generic experience, you and I will both have different experiences based on the personalized needs that we want. And part of that started with our technology of using a real-time rendering engine so that the content is interactive. Not only can you have a personalized experience, but you can personalize your home with your unique designs, which are rendered on the fly, all the different color changes, all the floor plan option selections, all the lot selections that you choose, the kitchen cabinets, countertops, and the prices all change in real time. So that's what makes it really engaging. And the second aspect of this is a headless CMS. Now, what is that? Now, CMS, for marketing people, they understand it's a content management system, but because websites have been the primary channel for all these years, that CMS is directly connected to the website. But what's happened over the last 10 years, as we all know, unless you've been living in a hole, social media, there's been a proliferation of new channels. I mean, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and it just keeps going on and on. And imagine as a marketing person, you had to update all these different platforms in their unique formats, long videos, short videos, thumbnails, and all that. What we want to do is use one content management system, separate it from the head in a sense, so it's headless. And so whatever unique channel pops up and is popular, whether it's your sales center kiosk or LinkedIn or Twitter, it immediately populates it in the format that the user is using it on, but you only update once in that content management system.
Now, John, for our listeners, when we're talking about Anewgo's Headless CMS, we're talking about our channels that this content will feed to, correct?
Right. So what they put into our content management system, and the builders are putting that into their own dashboard that we've given them for their websites, but it automatically is synced in with our marketplace and also with our sales center, which leads into the number 9. We have created an omnichannel cloud synced ecosystem with personalized interactive content. Now, I know that's a lot of jargon there, but if you're marketing, omni-channel means that, your marketing is proliferated across many different channels. And because we know that the customer journey is a long, complex journey, they could start off at your sales center first, or they can start off on your website. And now they can start off at a marketplace like a Zillow or Realtor.com or an Open Door. I mean, a lot of people that are shopping for homes are actually shopping from a marketplace or a portal. So wherever they start, wherever they end, and wherever they left off, we want to let them be able to continue in their customer journey with everything they've already done. Just like you would on Netflix. Who wants to start on episode 1, season 1, every time you get onto another device, whether it's your smartphone or laptop? You want to continue where you left off. And that's the experience that we're trying to provide to our buyers.
And I'd love to add too, that I know that there's really elaborate CMSs today, right, that are feeding to different channels and different, I would say, sales centers. Like you, John, you and I know a lot of these companies that build these awesome CMSs. But what I would say is what makes us different and makes this experience different is that we are the interactive content company. So when we feed this data to all of these different channels, it is exactly the interactive tools. So it's not what we call dumb content, static content. We're sending interactive exteriors, interactive floor plans, if you do interactive site maps with us, and also interactive kitchen and bath. So any interactive tools that you're using with the Anewgo, it'll feed to all these channels. That is what makes this extremely different than what you're all used to when you're using these elaborate CMSs through potentially your website, that they're sending just static images to current marketplaces and current channels.
Yes, and you alluded to smart versus dumb content.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb content has no data associated with it. Smart content has that unique data, basically the DNA that Sarah Williams has created for her unique house and her selected community. So all of that data goes with you as you continue shopping, and it's all in sync. Number 8 here, one of the things that we want to give buyers is choice, because traditionally with a static website, they are forced to go down specific paths to get to where they want to go. They may have to start off with the community and then go to the plan and then choose the floor plan options. We want to let the buyer start wherever they want to start off from. So in our marketplace there, if you want, you can start off by communities. If you're focused on the lifestyle first, if you're very brand centric, you want to look for a particular builder or particular type of builder, like a regional or local builder, besides the name brand, you could start from a builder search. If you want to build on your land and you have your own piece of land, or you want to buy from a builder that custom builds on a piece of land, you can start from a build on your lot or land approach. And then finally, if you don't care about any of those things, you just have to get that modern farmhouse and you just need to search by plans and you'll live wherever, built by whoever to match that house desire, you can now just shop by home plans. And the way you're able to do this is we have built a search engine within our marketplace. Instead of just using a search engine to get to your website, we've actually built the search engine within your website so you can really find the actual plans and options you want, as opposed to just finding the website that then you have to blindly walk around.
And this is huge, John. I mean, we make it so clear on which path, what are you looking to do? And I'm not here to criticize everybody else, but why we made this so easy is because a lot of times there's all these drop down menus and you're like, wait, where do I go? What am I looking for? And here it's pretty clear that you can search through any of these and you don't have to keep hitting these drop downs to try to figure out where you should start and where you should go.
Yes, and we added a lot into the functionality of this. So we built these around cards. So that makes it very easy for you to view on smart devices, smartphones, and also not just view, but to actually interact with those cards. So we're serving 2 purposes in one. All right, let's go to number 7 here. I know you love this one, Sarah. This is smart filters with tagging and floor plan text recognition.
I know I held back my comment on your last topic because I knew this was coming and I was like, well, it's like double whammy because that's all I want to talk about.
Yes. So one of the cumbersome things for buyers is, even if they go down all of these paths, they still have to open up every plan to see if it has the Jack and Jill bath, or to see if it has a brick elevation, and even the house styles. They have to click through every elevation of every community and basically continuously look for that needle in the haystack. What we've done is using AI, artificial intelligence, we've taught it to read your floor plans. So it's looking across your floor plan room label text without you having to do anything as a builder. And it's pulling that, it's tagging that, it's storing that in our library. And it's even using a thesaurus there. So if you're somebody shopping from a different area and use a different terminology, say like instead of a screen porch, you call it an eye, the thesaurus will use those synonyms to help you filter down those exact homes. And all this stuff is done in real time, and it covers both the inside, the outside of the house, the amenities for the communities, the type of builders, the type of architectural styles. You don't even have to know the names of the architectural styles. You just click on what you like and it will show you more of those type of things.
I honestly, John, I mean, I have so many comments here, I could talk about
Right.
just this feature for an hour, but a couple things. So for builders that are listening, if you don't know my background, I came from the home builder side before I came to Anewgo and came into tech. So I literally was an on-site sales agent. I was an online sales agent, and I've also been a marketing director. So I've worn all the hats. But what this will do for your team, I managed at a builder 33 communities and over 30 plus floor plans for just one builder. And I had to know them inside and out. And I was an employee that was there for many, many years. So there wasn't many employees that knew the ins and outs of our products. These tools right here for any of your newbies, and I know staffing and a lot of folks have new people on the team, having filters like this and being able to find that needle in the haystack, even within your own organization, this technology is going to save your whole sales team time. They can actually learn about your homes through these tools if they jump on Anewgo's site. The other thing I wanted to talk about is home shoppers. Your home shoppers are now going to be educated on names of things that they didn't even know. So we're going to be educating home shoppers across the country on Jack and Jill bathrooms, ensuite baths. Some of our builders call them princess baths, all these fun marketing terms, drop zone versus mudroom. All of these terms are in our search filters that the average person builds one home in their lifetime. They don't know our terms as builders. This is all new to them. So here, looking at these smart filters, we're opening up all of this new world to them so they can design the homes. But I would also say it's going to help you sell more features as well, because they're going to learn about all of these new things and design it right on our site, then find you and get to your site and fall in love. And they're I can't live without the mudroom. I can't live without that, or the second story laundry room, whatever it may be. The sky is the limit, and they're going to be learning about all of this stuff from this site and designing it, and then fall in love with you. And it's just going to keep going from there. So again, I could talk about this one for a solid hour, so I'll stop there, but there's so many benefits. This is like Zappos, but for new home sales. This is what I'm obsessed with, Zappos and their customer experience. And when I saw us doing this, nobody else has it, John. You and I both talk about this all the time.
Mhm.
No website in our industry in new home sales has filters like this.
You have to use artificial intelligence. You have to
Yeah.
be able to tag all that stuff automatically using AI and building in that search engine. But on the UI side, the user interface side, it really helps the buyers in that not only can you quickly filter down to the things that you want, it actually will show you a count of how many homes match that particular feature. So as you interact with it, it will that number will change instantly. The visual plan gallery that displays is updated visually immediately. So it's a visual search engine. And if you've been on Pinterest, all your tags that you've selected that you want appear across the top of the menu. So at any point, you can just cross out one of them and immediately refilters. So it's a very friendly UI, and also works on mobile. And I think builders are going to use this, like you said, just to keep track of things and learn themselves what they have.
Yeah, the education aspect of it is huge. There's just so many things that shoppers and builders are going to be able to leverage. And I told this to John, and I'm sure my builders listening are saying, all right, now we need it in the My Home app, because builders are not going to not want this on
When
their
you say the My
website.
Home app, you have to clarify that's the
The My
version
Home
of
app
this.
is our website app for home builders.
Yeah, so across our omnichannel ecosystem, we have different apps that are all tied together in the cloud, like I mentioned earlier. But the My Home app is the version that sits on the builder's website, but all the data is all in sync. So the other nice value of this is that you can see the customer journey and how their tastes have changed, and you can see what are your most popular items and what are not. I mean, we go all the way down to saying, hey, do you want a first story or one story or two story or basement? Do you want brick or stone or stucco? Do you want one car or two car garages? I mean, it just keeps going all the way down to your community features. Do you want a dog park? You want an aquatic park? You want over 55?
But right now, we don't have that
Yes.
in our website app. And that's what I'm saying. Like, as soon as I saw this filtering system, I'm like, all right, we need this technology. So I am going to let everyone know that's listening, if you're a current Anewgo client, that I'm pushing it, because nobody has this. No website I've ever been on in new home sales has it. And it's a huge game changer. And if we can implement this for a home builder's website, game over. It's going to change everything.
And then one last aspect of this is all those tags that are related and are attributes related to a particular plan or community are highlighted in the description sections for all those products that appear, because builders are notorious for not adding all those descriptive attributes to their plans and communities, but these tags automatically appear there to highlight them. All right, number 6, we're getting there.
I know we're never going to get through it, because I could just spend all day talking about smart filters.
When people shop, it used to be the target was just to do e-commerce, just to get into the shopping cart like Amazon. But nowadays, there are what we call social influencers, which leads to social commerce. And part of that is that you're proud of your little baby here. You want to get opinions on and what you design and where to live and the lifestyle. So as you're sitting here designing it, whether you're at the community level or at the plan level or your custom designs, you can share it on the popular mediums like Facebook or Twitter or even LinkedIn if you're a professional like a real estate agent or whatever. And you can also create email campaigns. So this works from both the buyers sharing and creating viral marketing to similar possibly interested demographics of these products and to just get their inputs from their friends and families to real estate agents and sales and marketing trying to appeal to an audience of followers or just generic. And it automatically creates the link that takes them back in there so that if you design it in blue and they want to design it in red, they can just go right back to it in that link and it automatically writes the script that describes that plan or that community.
I love that. I mean, if I just bought a brand new home in a certain neighborhood and I want to let my best friend know, or if I want to, if I want to just do a direct message or if I want to do a post, it's like, hey, we just bought a home, come be my neighbor. You could do that right from.
And it's all free. You didn't have to pay for this. What's better than to actually have a referral from an actual customer that you didn't have to pay for? And they can, on like Facebook, every one of these platforms gives them opportunities to share it in the way they want to. So on Facebook, you can just share to your group. You can share it as an event. If it's like a opening, grand opening, you can share it in a private message. The one nice thing is in our backend insights, we can see how people are sharing your content. So where your audience is at. You can see how your customers are interacting with your products and how they're sharing it to their friends and family.
That's great.
Number 5, we're halfway there. We want to make this like the buyers may experience on other portals like Zillow and Realtor.com. So if they are searching for a particular location, because buying a house is not just about the house, it's buying a location. They can search by community, or they can search by a zip code or a county or a city or even a state. But if they don't know all those things, they can just draw a circle around it and it will show all the communities that are within your circle. And then if you want to see the county lines, you can hit the, show county lines thing, and then it will overlay those county lines for you to make those decisions. Along with that, our locations will also show you all the counties that you can build on your land. So if you click on a particular county, it will show you all the builders that build in that county, and vice versa. If you want to start from a builder, and it will show you which counties they build in. It will also show you all the nearby schools to your selected community. So it shows you all the grades, the distance from your community, and then the ratings for the elementary, middle, and high schools. And then finally, it will show you all the points of interest within a radius of your community. So if you're interested in schools or hospitals or parks or even a particular location, you can quickly see that on a radar map on Google, and then you can click on those points of interest to learn more about them. It goes to their website. You can even get directions there if you're on a mobile device, if you want to know how to drive there. And if you're interested in other nearby communities, it will also show by proximity closest to where you're at other communities that you may be interested in.
It's incredible, all of the technology. I mean, it'll ask you where your location is from even your laptop or desktop, and it'll automatically just start offering you up suggestions of if you want to stay in your current area. So I live in Charleston. It's like, hey, here are the different properties in Charleston, or where John's at in Raleigh, same deal. So it can, or if I'm moving back to Pennsylvania with John, don't panic, I'm not, but my family's always trying to get me there. So if I want to look at homes in Pennsylvania, whatever it is, I can circle the area or the geographic location. So again, these are tools that consumers are extremely used to using, and we're just bringing it into a really easy to use app here for new homes specifically.
And as a side note there, our artificial intelligence, if you had actually picked a particular plan and you're willing to live further away because you can work remotely now, it will show you other communities from that builder of other communities that you can live in to find that plan. And if you actually are interested in the plan, but you need to move in quickly, it will show you all inventory homes available for that plan that you were interested in designing. So there's a lot of artificial intelligence that's going on behind the scenes that if you cannot be there to assist them, the AI will fill in at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I love it.
All right. Number 4, we're calling it side-by-side interactive home site and plan selections.
If you're on a desktop or laptop, it'll still be a scroll if you're on your mobile device, depending on the size.
Right. Because what happens is when you're buying a new home, it's a balance between finding the right plan and the right home site and the right location, right? So if you ask, what is your main focus? Some people say, hey, I'm plan centric. I have to find the right type of house first with the right features. Some people say, hey, I have to find a cul-de-sac lot next to the pond first. I mean, and then whatever houses go on there, I'll pick secondary. Well, not only do we want to let you be able to start whichever way you want to start, but we want to let you still be able to see them side by side. So we actually have a sliding divider window there, and you can enlarge the area that you focus on. Now, let's say you're actually lot centric. You have to live on a particular lot. The way you would start here is you go and you just click on the interactive site map. And so the lot that you select, if you click on that, it will show you all the plans that are available for that lot designated by the builder. Now you get 10 plans that are available for that lot, but you actually have to have one that has an outdoor kitchen and a study, and it has to have a basement. Well, now using the plan filter that we discussed earlier, you can now select those features. So out of those 10 homes, it may show you the two homes that match you. It's a process that you would normally do in person, but why not just do more of this online, figure it out so the salesperson has somebody that's curated. Now, on the flip side, if you're plan centric, you have to get that modern farmhouse or whatever, you don't care where it's at. Well, then you can go and filter by that plan, the features for that house style and options that you want. And then when you go to the site map, you can just highlight all the lots that showcase that plan that's available for that plan. So they work in concert with each other, and it really makes the whole shopping experience a lot easier.
It's amazing, John. This alone, again, I think about my time as a marketing director and just building websites over the years and being a part of that process as well. And this technology, I mean, I would have killed to have a tool like this just on my website. Nobody has this on any shopping portal, and literally being able to filter and look and see all at once, especially on a laptop, that you can see the whole picture all at once. It's groundbreaking. Nobody has this until now, like right today.
And because it's a website, builders,
day one.
Right. And because it's a website, if you're a builder and you want to have this on your large screen sales kiosk, you can also use it there as well. I mean, we have a particular UI that's a sales center geared one, but you can also use this to help find things. And one last thing about the site plan, some of you have master site plans that have multiple phases. You can just simply click on the phase, and you can now drill down into all the lots available for that phase, or you can even just select it from the legend because it automatically draws an outline of that phase that they can just reference. And then if you want to filter down unique features of that home site, you can filter down by lot status, like is it inventory home, is it available now, is it a model home under construction? But you can also filter down by the acreage, the size, and even the home site premium. So you can find the perfect house in the perfect place with the perfect features and the perfect price.
Well, I would say, I mean, you use the word perfect a lot, so I'm not going to say that, but it just hasn't been done, right?
Right, just hasn't been done.
We're here. John and I, if you know us personally, we're here and we love just, oh wait, it's always been done that way. That we do not use that type of language here. If it's always been done that way, we're like, we need to make it better. We need to make it faster. We need to make it smarter. That's our MO here. And this is just so much smarter.
So when we're thinking about from the customer perspective, not from what the builders want to do, it's what the buyers want to do. And now we can allow them to actually do it.
Yeah, we're here to make the shopping experience better. This whole platform was built to make folks fall in love with new construction, to make it so much easier for someone to buy new construction, so much easier for someone to say yes to new construction, to answer all of those big question marks that are in their head that might have kept them away from saying yes to new construction in the past. So as you're listening to this, just know the whole idea of this platform is for home shoppers to say yes, and yes faster to new construction, and have them fall in love with the tools, with interactivity to make something theirs versus having to make concessions.
Okay, number three, part of this whole buy online experience to take it from just a traditional marketing website to maybe even a sales function is that we have to give buyers a private portal where it's essentially like their shopping cart. So this is where they can privately make their selections. They can privately save all their favorites, and they can just come back to it and start where they left off. So part of this is we're creating private buyers, agents, and builders portals, because each portal, if you think of a portal as kind of like your health portal where you go to see your doctor and your insurance and your hospitals and your drug tests and all that confidential information that you need access to, but it needs to be private. That's what we have created for the long, extensive, complex customer shopping journey. So when you come in here, the first thing you do is you set up your profile and you put in your contact information, phone number, email. But if you have a co-buyer, like most people do when they buy new homes, you can designate your co-buyer there. So that person is now associated with you as you're shopping. So that makes the salespeople aware of who's really calling the shots sometimes, like my wife. The other part here is if you have any particular preferences for what you're searching for, and we'll talk about this in the quiz part later on, but all these preferences that you're looking for your must-have features and your desirable features and your community amenities and all these things, and it's all captured here, and you can go and edit that any time. And then based on your preferences there, it will give you recommendations for what you're searching for. Now, for the agents and the builders, the portals can be a little bit different. The agents, instead of shopping for a product like a buyer would be, the agents will have a portal where they can see all their clients. So if they're a buyer's agent, they can see what customer A is doing, customer B is doing, customer C is doing, and where they're at in the shopping process, where they can jump in to help out or leave them alone. And similar thing for the builders. And this allows everyone to work within the confines of what is valuable to their function, but then everybody is sharing all the data so that everything's in sync and they are all talking about the same subject matter.
Our builders are used to probably seeing portals if you have a login on your website. Of course, if you are an Anewgo client, if you have My Home app logins and are used to our Insights portal to be able to see some of that data. That's what we're talking about when someone creates an account on the website and they start saving their favorites. That's really what this is about. And this is going to be no different, but it's just going to have so many more features and more tools.
And that's a good segue into number two. We're almost there. One of the major features of what we're offering is that, when you're shopping for a new home online, you can now design everything. We know that you cannot really just do this by yourself. You probably have a co-buyer. You probably have experts that maybe help you with investment things or trendy designs and all that. So what we want to do is offer a real-time comparative, collaborative, and what we're calling conversational online shopping. There's a whole new realm of commerce emerging, which is called conversational commerce or conversational marketing, where now there's actually a dialogue in the marketing phase, not just at the sales phase. But one of the things of the comparison piece is you're not likely just to buy the first house you see. This is not just like buying a pair of shoes, even Sarah excluded. Some people need to look at many, many different homes with many, many different combinations at different price points and different features and different, availabilities and all that. But what you want to do is be able to add all these to your shopping cart and then be able to compare them side by side at detail by detail. You look at all the elevations at once. You want to look at all the floor plan options at once. You want to look at all the kitchen designs at once. And as part of that comparative process, and this is not just for the house, but also for communities and also for builders. Sometimes you're sizing up the right builder to work with. You want to be able to do this collaboratively. So what we've done with our technology is like what you've seen with, like, say, Google Docs or Slack or ClickUp, and there's so many other features out there, examples out there, or even like, Facebook. All your interactions are happening in real time. So in a collaborative way, I can share my designs with whoever I want and give them either view capabilities or view and edit capabilities. So if they have view capabilities, they can just, make comments to it, or we're also giving star ratings here. So you can just kind of convey your feelings about that through stars, 5 stars, like you love it, but you can just view what they're up to. A view and edit capability is like I would do with my wife, is allow her to be able to then design and change it. But whatever, whoever had the last whack at it is where it currently is at. If you're only given view capabilities, you can still offer your design without overriding the original by creating a duplicate. And then you can share it back.
Right.
Any
Like a
comments
save
about that,
as.
Sarah?
Yeah. When I was just going to say, if, in real life scenario, we're all used to saying, oh, I like what John did over here, but I'm going to do like a save as, which is what a duplicate would be, and create your own version. And now you have two copies of the same house, but one that you've made your edits to, and one that your partner or co-buyer has made. And again, this is technology that doesn't exist right now. Nobody on the market in our industry has design capabilities that you're able to save and collaborate. And this is all groundbreaking, what we're showing you here, what we're talking about, if you're just listening, but if you're watching, and what you're about to experience in the marketplace, there's nothing else like it. We have so many more cool tools. We're going to get to one and then talk about what's coming up next. We're going to level up just this feature alone in so many really neat ways.
The other aspect of this collaborative experience is right now you can communicate by star rating them, but we're going to add direct messaging to this, just like you would on other platforms like Instagram and so on, so that you can now have a communication thread of all your comments for each favorite card. So hopefully that'll be instituted by end of the year. The final things on there, you can also download automatically formatted PDF brochure of your custom designs. And you can email that to your builder, or if you just contact your builder, it automatically will send them a link to your PDF and also to your favorite card, so that they can just start wherever you left off.
Awesome features there.
All right, let's get to number one here. This is the game changer here, because since I've been in this industry, you always start your search online through a search engine. Now, Zillow excluded, but those are primarily for existing homes. So what happens in the search engine there is you type in a few keywords trying to describe your dream homes, which is unlikely that you're going to be able to describe it in 5 words when the first 4 are probably related to new homes, Raleigh, North Carolina. But all it does is just bring up a slew of builder websites for you to then go in one by one and then try to find the home of your dreams, if it's even in there. What we've decided to do is, instead of manually searching for all this for countless hours and repeating every day, because you never know if the product line has changed or if there's a new home available, and to eliminate that fear of missing out, we rather have buyers be able to fill out a small short quiz of all their wants and needs and desires, and then they can just set it and forget it. And when they hit the match me button, it will bring up recommendations of the communities and the plans that AI thinks they would like. And we're going to institute this in a few weeks here, the notification feature. So if you want to never be notified, okay, that's fine, but you can be notified daily or weekly. So that way you have a schedule. Now, this actually is very interesting, because, OSCs and salespeople are trained to do these follow-up calls and, check in and all this kind of stuff. Well, that's kind of annoying for a lot of buyers. But if they set their own notifications, you're basically giving them a follow-up call, but with actual recommendations based on the things that they want. There's a lot more excitement to get a notification like on Facebook than it is to get a phone call and an email.
Right. Literally, if you are getting matched and notified while you sleep, John, you and I always talk about shop while you sleep, or, something comes on the market. And again, this is functionality John already mentioned that we're going to keep adding to over the next couple months, that, the different functions and features, but this is just going to grow and grow. We're just scratching the surface on what we're offering out of the gate. There's so much more that we're going to do here. And again, this is going to change the way our consumers are shopping forever. And especially, again, making it easy to buy new. That's what this is about. Make it easy to say yes to builders, that we're going to be literally catering them. Hey, have you heard of Builder X? Have you heard of Builder Y? Look at these beautiful homes. They're in the area. That literally we're going to be marketing and bringing home builders curated leads for folks that want their product, want their area, want that price point. It's going to be great. And it's going to be solid leads versus, we'll just joke around. They're not, we are going to give them recommendations, but these leads aren't going to be recommended leads like some of our other friends. They're actually going to be leads that make sense.
This is unprecedented for this industry, but obviously you've seen it's popular with other industries, whether it's a match.com for dating sites or an Uber to match the driver with the vehicle with the destination at the right time and bring all the content to them. Now, because we have no precedent in our industry, we're still working through the algorithm. So without divulging all of our algorithms, but at the beginning here, we're going to focus primarily on your location search. So we're going to show you all the homes within the closest proximity to your ideal location, and then move out in recommendations to, 7 miles further away, all the way out to 25 miles further away, because some people are willing to either drive the distance or they can work remote. And then the other desired features will be secondary attributes. But as we learn through interactions and shopping behavior and how well our recommendations are doing, we may fine tune our algorithms, because after a certain point, we will be able to learn not just from individual shopping behaviors, but other people like you shop like this. And so when we can use the community to socially shop your home for you or with you, it's going to make it very exciting, along with your expert builders and social influencers. We really want to make this not just a functional site, but a fun site. We want to put the fun back in functional, and it's going to be a practical experience as well, because once we find those recommendations for you, the fun is just beginning, because now you can design it. You can take virtual tours and experience it. You can share it. You can collaborate with it, and you can maybe make reservations, and basically they will initiate the contact with the builders, but they will come fully prepared and aware of what they're looking for.
And having knowledge is power now, right? That we hear over and over again with our tools and technology that people have built the house, picked the lot, and have the design, and show up to meetings with their home builders and say, this is the house I want, and it's all ready to go. So we're going to be speeding up that buying process. We already are with our other app tools. This is just going to be a whole nother channel that we're going to be able to help our builders find more curated leads, expedite that sales process, and have people feel confident showing up to your sales office because they sat and they did it themselves and they figured it out. That's what it's about, is the confidence. If a buyer feels confident, they're very likely to buy.
Yeah, so we covered the top 10, and that's just really the technology areas. I mean, there's a lot of other things, but it's a good opportunity for me to give you a hint of what we're also working on.
Oh, so fun. Yeah.
This is going to be exciting here, because the rocket has launched, but we're just on stage 1. We haven't even gotten to orbit yet, but this is really the practical part of the shopping experience. We really want to create an end-to-end platform. So you alluded to buying online. We're going to bring in, a pricing and mortgage calculator that we have already in our My Home app, but also bring in the e-commerce shopping, so you can actually transact online and make reservations or schedule tours.
And we should just make a mention. That's for our builders that want to participate.
Yes, if they want to do that, we want to, and for buyers that want to continue in that process. The other part of it too is we believe in, beyond the end-to-end actual purchasing process, we believe that the shopping experience starts well before they're actually looking for a house. And that's just to understand, what is new construction? Why should I buy new construction over a used home? What kind of considerations should I have? So we want to have an area where you can just learn, explore, and discover, and even play house. And in the playhouse section, we may just have a few virtual model homes where you can tour and learn about all the different architectural elements. But then if you want to play designer, and you can go design it in all the different colors, no harms, no foul, and you can maybe fall in love with your designs. Or maybe we even have experts that will come in there. Joanna Gaines. And exactly. I was going to say that, but imagine that you can have her touch in there, and then you can obviously share it with everyone else. And so I just think it could be a wonderful place to learn. So if we can help them feel comfortable buying a new home, learn all the trends, all the finance, all the things that relates to new homes, solar panels, green homes, smart homes, learn all those things to make them comfortable to then start shopping. I think we have someone that's better prepared and more aware, but also all those articles and videos that they are watching also help us identify what things they're looking for beyond the quiz. So if they're interested in solar panels, we probably know that they're interested in a green home builder. so we can direct them there without them actually telling us. That kind of information before they actually start shopping, prime them for the right products.
Well, I love it. You know, the Playhouse, John, you and I could spend or have spent hours talking about just that feature alone and that area alone. I think you and I, like, it was a brainchild of ours. So I'm like, we need this now. But I
Yes,
imagine
because
it's an
2/3 of the
issue.
people that go to Zillow are actually not buying a house.
Right.
They're learning about houses, they're stalking, they're just enjoying and learning trends. We want to do the same thing, but in a home that you can actually design. And the other big obstacle for buying new is the transaction piece. So one of the things in our quizzes, it asks you, hey, are you pre-qualified? Do you have an agent? Do you need to sell at home first? And those kind of transactional needs, we're going to direct you to the right people so that the builders don't have to deal with those headaches sometimes. But at the same time, the builders can add their own preferential lenders and professionals to the mix as well.
And I think we want to talk about too that this is a platform, and this is just being built, as John mentioned at the very beginning of this call. This is a 12-year-old brainchild, or, it's coming. We joked around. It's like, we feel like we're giving birth today to this baby, but literally it's been 12 years in the making, and where we're looking to take it to. This is just literally the first step. We're looking to make this the full experience for that home shopper.
We're building a great functionality, but content is king. And right now we have a couple of hundred builders on there, as well as over 1,000 communities. We obviously want to grow that network. So as builders feel more comfortable, and we have a lot of builders on the wings just to see how this is like, and then hopefully they will bring their content in there. And then, when they bring their content in there, they want to make sure that they have all their floor plans, all their site plans, and they want to show pricing. Everything is up to par. This is the grand stage. And we want to bring everyone to the party because we think we can bring the audience there purely from customer experience.
Right. And then everybody that participates in this process, right, John?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have lender partners, we have partners that want to help folks sell their home. So we have a lot of different partners that we're working with and will be working with that will help this whole process and help consumers get through the whole process. And of course, help our builders get their consumers through the process. So we're thrilled to we're building the stage here. And that's what this is all about, is to really promote our builders and to bring them curated leads. And then also, again, help the home shoppers, make it easy on them and make buying new and buying a new home fun back and functional. As John said, make it fun, enjoyable, and make them say yes. We are competing with used homes day in and day out as home builders, and we want to get them early on. We want them to build new construction. That is our goal day in and day out, is how can we attract more folks. That's why we do beautiful content for our home builders. It's to attract someone to buy that house when they can't imagine what it's going to look like. And that's, we're building this huge stage for our builders to really showcase, here are our homes. Nope, it's not built yet, but look how beautiful it's going to look, and look how your personal touch on it. So we're really putting all of those beautiful tools that our builders have invested in front and center, and so folks can fall in love with their homes.
So that's probably a great conclusion. I mean, we affectionately call our Anewgo marketplace AMP for short, because we really want to amp things up, but we also want to ramp you up. And this is literally day one for us. So Sarah, where else can they continue to learn about new features and updates?
Oh my gosh. So you can follow us on Anewgo Living on Instagram. You can go to Anewgo on Facebook. There's Anewgo for Builders, to be clear. That's to learn about the product lines for home builders. So for our builders, you can go to Anewgo for Builders on Facebook, but then we also have Anewgo, and that's more the consumer facing. So follow both. And then of course, if you are a home builder and you want to follow us on LinkedIn, our Anewgo page for sure. And then of course, our website to learn all about our product offerings. It's AnewgoSell.com. So I know that was a lot, but you can also look in the show notes of how to reach out to me. And I'm Sarah at Anewgo.com.
Yeah, and stay tuned. We'll have other podcasts and webinars to keep you all updated. But thanks for your time, and it's going to be a wild ride.
Can't wait.
Thanks.